This week on The Splash, West Bloomfield residents honor the act of recycling with a celebration at Town Hall. Then we check out a local restaurant in Keego Harbor that's truly one of its kind. And later, West Bloomfield seniors are taking part in a rather delightful experience. The Splash is a production of Civic Center TV. We're a news magazine that covers everything, from local news to feature stories, all so that we can bring you the latest from the greater West Bloomfield area. And now, let's dive into The Splash. Welcome to The Splash. I'm your host, Jonathan Jackson, hoping you are enjoying a warm and happy Thanksgiving holiday. And in West Bloomfield, the holiday couldn't have come at a better time, as residents are being encouraged to reuse and recycle more during this season. And whether it's making a bird feeder out of recycled materials over the winter or creating durable mats for the homeless out of plastic bags, all of it was on display at this year's recycling celebration. And here's The Splash's April Edwards with the highlights.
April Edwards for The Splash here at West Bloomfield Township Hall, where residents are gathering to celebrate Recycling Day, which includes crafts, art, family, food, and fun. Let's take a look. Reduce, reuse, recycle is the theme, and these volunteers have crafty ideas on how to do so.
You use old paper towel rolls and you make them into bird seeds. So these are all new ways how to reuse and reduce and recycle.
At my house we have bird feeders, and so it's really fun to see the birds come and eat the food.
Parents appreciate bringing their families to learn about recycling with hands-on activities and take-home study guides.
The kids get to do origami, which is pretty cool, to learn how to fold the paper and be creative. There's some information also for them to understand recycling and what to do. So it's just part of the fun.
Wow, what fun and creative ways to use recycled materials, from birdhouses to origami. This event had something for everyone. For The Splash, I'm April Edwards.
Thank you, April. And to everyone who missed out on this year's event, don't worry. There's still plenty of ways for you to reuse and recycle at home. And if you'd like to see more on this, you can visit civiccentertv.com/recycling day. Well, if there's one thing about greater West Bloomfield that I personally love, it's all the different places to eat around here, which got us wondering if there were any restaurants specifically unique to our area. So we sent out Splash reporter Lawrence Nyland to a little place called Indo in Keego Harbor.
If you were asked where the only brick-and-mortar Indonesian restaurant in the state of Michigan was located, you'd probably guess Detroit, Ann Arbor, or Grand Rapids. But you would be wrong. No, that distinction belongs right in our backyard, the city of Keego Harbor. The restaurant is Indo, located on Cass Lake Road. Indo is owned by husband and wife Nicholas and Malik Alonzo.
My wife is native of Indonesia, and she's been a chef for well over 10 years. She had been the executive chef at Da Nang for about 6 years. And we saved up enough money to open up our own place. And so many of our friends and relatives have always told us you should open your own restaurant, and I mean, I know I have a background in culinary arts and restaurants as well, so it's just something we saved up for and did.
But what is it about Indonesian dishes that distinguishes them from other well-known Asian cuisines?
The really deep Indonesian dishes themselves, like the rendang, which is the national dish, I can't compare it to anything. There's nothing that it tastes like. The flavors are so aggressive and strong. It's just really hard to compare it to any other cuisine that's out there. If I were to have to, I would say it's kind of a blend of Thai, Malaysian, and Indian. I foresee Indonesian food as something that's going to be like Thai food was, 20 years ago. It's just going to blow up.
Being the only Indonesian restaurant in Michigan, it's not surprising that Indo attracts clientele from many different areas.
A good Ann Arbor crowd comes in because there is an Indonesian community there as well. We get a lot of other Asians that are familiar with the cuisine, and we do get a decent amount of Dutch as well because of the tie-in with the Dutch in Indonesia. If you grew up in Amsterdam or anywhere in the Netherlands, you're familiar with Indonesian food, and a lot of engineers coming over for the big three they're Dutch come here, and it reminds them of home.
While the beef and chicken dishes are a huge favorite, Indonesian food also has the reputation for being very popular with the vegan community.
Indonesia is not a wealthy country, and so meat is expensive. So a lot of the dishes focus in on vegetables, and they focus in on freshness. So it works out perfect for us because we make everything to order. Everything is fresh made to order, and so we can always adjust things for you. And we do a tremendous vegan and vegetarian business because of that.
I mean, we have maybe eight dishes, I think, 10 dishes, something like that. But what we have is very good, and the vegans that eat here tell me we're their favorite restaurant.
Reporting for The Splash, this is Lawrence Nyland.
Wow, that food was looking real good there. In fact, I'm tempted to grab a bite right now. But if you're interested in what you just saw, go check them out for yourself or visit civiccentertv.com/Indo to see more. And coming up after this, we check in on a relaxing and therapeutic experience being offered to our seniors here in West Bloomfield. And later, stay tuned for another Civic Center event update.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Civic Center TV celebrates our region's natural beauty, proud history, tremendous accomplishments, and more with Another Angle, a series featuring a unique bird's-eye view of our area's landscape. Watch Another Angle on Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Civic Center TV has gone social. Now it's easier than ever to watch, save, like, and share our videos online. See what's happening in your neighborhood, on the streets, and on the web at civiccentertv.com. Be a part of the conversation and get involved. We would love to hear from you. For links to our social media pages, visit us at our website or find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
The best way to know when shows debut on Civic Center TV is to become a member. It's absolutely free. We'll send you a regular newsletter with all the latest updates. Just go to civiccentertv.com and click the Members tab. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm your host, Jonathan Jackson. Keeping our bodies loose and in shape can be a challenge the more we age. But for those 50 and older, you don't have to do it alone. Over at Spirit of Grace Church in West Bloomfield, there's a community-based yoga group called Lightful Yoga, and they're just as focused on helping each other as they are themselves. Here's The Splash's Katie Wozniak with a story.
Performing yoga is often seen as relaxing or therapeutic experience of the self. But at Lightful Yoga in West Bloomfield, it is also about gathering together with the community.
Well, I think it's an opportunity for the community to come together, and there's a camaraderie that's been built. This particular group has been meeting for 4 years, and I think in particular seniors need avenues to support them as they start to age. That gives them an opportunity to practice working on balance and in supporting an agility and grace as they start to age.
Although the group is targeted towards those over 50, their reasons for joining are all a little different.
I started joining because they needed somebody to set up, and I'm more of a custodian, and I set up and clean the floors and all. But now I come because of the family feeling for it.
Oh, I like yoga because it helps me breathe more intentionally, and breathing is so important to me since I've had my brand new lungs, so I'm trying to give them the best opportunity to work as the maximum and as much as as long as I can keep them going.
Another unique trait about this group is its name, Delightful, rather than the more commonly used term, delightful.
Well, it is a way of being, and it really the full expression of it is be light, be full, be you. And it's empowering each individual to be the full expression of themselves.
For members of Lightful Yoga, the exercise and activity that comes from doing this is only half of the experience.
This allows you to relax. Mentally, it's wonderful. You can just leave all your problems at home for a while. For an hour, nobody's calling me. Nobody's asking for anything. And it provides a support community. If someone isn't here, someone's calling you to find out if you're okay.
For those interested in participating with Lightful Yoga, the class takes place at the Spirit of Grace Church on 2399 Figa Avenue every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Or if you'd like to know more information,
I would say the best place is to give us a call at 248-560-7744, or you can also visit our website, belightfulyoga.com, and there's a form there that you can fill out, and we'd be certainly welcome to get back to you and support you.
For The Splash, I'm Katie Wozniak.
Thanks, Katie. And for those who would like to see more from this segment, you can visit civiccentertv.com/delightfulyoga. Well, now it's time to move on to another of our Splash segments, Sidewalk Talk, where our very own George Moore discusses topics at random with residents here in Greater West Bloomfield.
Thank you, Jonathan. Well, yes, it is again time for Sidewalk Talk. This is where we come out into the streets of the Greater West Bloomfield area and ask you questions that make you go, huh? We're at it again. Join us.
89.3 Lakes FM.
What's the one song that makes you move? What's that one song that pops in your mind?
I guess Hey Ya. I don't remember who it's it by, but Outkast. Yeah. Every time I hear it, I'm just like.
And you just flick it like a Polaroid, right?
Yeah.
I would probably say Cruising in My 6'4" by Eazy-E.
Oh, okay.
I'm a big Eazy-E fan. I love Eazy-E. Maybe some Tupac and Biggie, top rappers, what I would say.
Embarrassing.
Oh, we like embarrassing.
Yeah, it's a flashback to the 80s. Salt and Pepper, Push It. Do you remember that?
Push it
real good.
I like that.
Yeah.
Once, twice, three times a lady. Lionel Richie. I love it.
Well, I can see why.
So it would probably be We Got the Party by Hannah Montana, because that song is literally always in my head.
All right. Stay upbeat.
James Brown, yeah? You all right? You're out of sight. That's it. I think that's out of sight.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Down,
Out of
down.
sight.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't beat JB the Godfather.
You sure can't. I've liked it. I've seen his show several times and met him and interviewed him a couple of times too. Yeah. Nice guy.
We asked the people of the Greater West Bloomfield area the questions. We get the answers. Some great stuff out here. And we'll be looking forward to doing it out here again on the sidewalks of the Greater West Bloomfield area. For The Splash, I'm George Moore. Sidewalk Talk.
Definitely one of our all-time favorite episodes from the one and only George Moore here at Civic Center TV. And to catch up on some of his hilarious interactions with the community, well, you can visit civiccentertv.com/sidewalk talk. And as we move on to our Civic Center event update, you can stay up to date on all these following current events by visiting civiccentertv.com/events. So with that being said, let's get started. Bring your family, fun, and sense of creativity to the West Bloomfield Library on November 25th from 11 a.m. till noon, where both kids and parents can have a great time creating fantastic art projects together. The event is free, and for more information, you can go to the library website. Dispose of your expired and or unused prescriptions anonymously. No questions asked all day on Friday, November 25th. And this program helps keep us all a little bit safer by protecting young people from the harmful misuse of prescription drugs. And it understands the needs of seniors and the environmental implications related to improper disposal of medications. 2 locations are available, one at the West Bloomfield Police Department and the other at the Keego Harbor Police Department. You can find out more at the Oakland County Sheriff's website. The Oakland Sheriff's Department, along with many community partners, are asking for new or used coats to be collected on Friday, November 25th, and they will be given to numerous charitable organizations who will then distribute the coats to those most in need at no cost. For a list of drop-off sites, you can go to the Oakland County Sheriff's Office website or call 248-858-5000. Join the West Bloomfield Library for an interactive story time with crafts and games alongside the Pout Pout Fish, who will arrive for a special meet and greet. It all takes place on November 29th and on December 3rd starting at 10 a.m. On Thursday, December 1st at the Family Aquatic Center, you can join forces with the Nutty Scientists to battle the teeny tiny bad guys known as germs. You can discover these small invaders and learn how to defend yourself from them, and the event is for ages 5 through 10. And it costs only $25 per resident and $30 per non-resident. To register, go to the West Bloomfield Parks and Rec website, or you can call 248-451-4600. 1900. Explore the relationship between fashionable drinks and some of the most notorious women of their time, including Madame de Pompadour and Maria Teresa of Spain. The DIA will present this event at the West Bloomfield Main Library on Thursday, December 1st at 7 p.m. And the event is free, so there's no need to register. Celebrate with the City of Keego Harbor as they light up their city tree on Friday, December 2nd at 6:45 p.m. in Keego Harbor City Hall. Hope to see you all there. Once again, the West Bloomfield Main Library is hosting an interactive story time with crafts and games alongside Elephant and Piggy. You can see them and others on Friday, December 2nd at 11 a.m. and on Monday, December 5th at 10 a.m. Why not let your kids get a jump start on baking and cooking during this special time of year? Throughout the day, your kids will take part in making a batch of different seasonal recipes to give as gifts or to bring to a holiday party. The class will take place at the Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital on Saturday, December 3rd at 10 a.m. and the cost is $25 per child. Also, registration is required. Our friends over at Art Sale are hosting their own holiday art show at Keego Harbor City Hall on Saturday, December 3rd from noon to 4 p.m. Be sure to stop by if you get a chance and enjoy the celebration of the arts within our community. The children's show presents Stuart Little, a mouse born into a New York family who is treated as one of their own. You can watch the play at the West Bloomfield High School on Saturday, December 3rd at 2 p.m., and the tickets are only $5. The Jewish Historical Society of Michigan is exploring 5 synagogues whose members have preserved and retained historical artifacts from their past. For the cost of only $40 for Jewish Historical Society members and $50 for non-members, a bus will take you to each location for an all-day tour that takes place on Sunday, December 4th from 12:30 until 4:30. For more information, call the Jewish Historical Society of Michigan at 248-432-5517. Join the West Bloomfield Library for yet another interactive story time as Splat the Cat will arrive on Sunday, December 4th at 1 p.m. and on Friday, December 9th at 10 a.m. The Victorian Christmas Open House is taking place on Sunday, December 4th from 1 until 4. You can participate in the tours or check out the exhibits or maybe even enjoy some refreshments along with the whole family during this trip back in time at the Pine Grove Museum. The Raisin Pickers are a string band that mixes rustic Appalachian music, old-time swing, and bluegrass for some toe-tapping fun. And you can listen to them at the West Bloomfield Library on Sunday, December 4th at 3 p.m. and again that same day around 4:30. Their concert is free to the public as well. View a selection of paintings, drawings, and prominent pieces from artist Rick Vian, all throughout his career at the Janice Chirac Gallery, now through December 8th. You can even join the artist on Sunday, December 4th, as he walks through the gallery discussing his own work. For more information, go to the Janice Chirac Gallery website or call 248-432-5579. And the West Bloomfield Main Library continues to host interactive story time. Only this time they've got Curious George on the scene. You can catch him on Thursday, December 8th at 7 p.m. and again on Saturday, December 10th at 2 p.m. The 6th annual Killer Christmas event is coming up this year at the Lodge in Keego Harbor on Thursday, December 8th from 4 p.m. until 2 a.m. Also, the proceeds raised from this event will benefit numerous organizations such as Team Joseph and Our Children's Fund, as well as the Detroit Tigers and Detroit Lions local charities. So be sure to come on out for a good time and a great cause. You know, ringing in the new year isn't just for adults. In fact, you can make New Year's Eve a celebration for the whole family with these festive, easy, and delicious recipes at the demonstration kitchen inside Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital on Saturday, December 10th at 10 a.m. The class is for children ages 6 through 12 and registration is required, with the cost coming to $25 per child. Also, you can call 248-325-2890 for more information. It's a cookie exchange. Why not bring a dozen and take a dozen? You can enjoy a festive holiday party with your neighbors and bring the kids to meet and have their picture taken with Santa at the Sylvan Lake Community Center on Sunday, December 11th at noon. You can also spread a little cheer, Sylvan Lake style, by bringing an unwrapped gift for the Lighthouse of Pontiac or by making a cash donation. The Orchard Lake Museum presents a collection of Nutcracker-themed music boxes and snow globes on December 11th from 1 until 4 p.m. Plus, the museum offers a collection of area artifacts, historic photos, and documents for the public to enjoy. Artists are invited to submit their work to the 2017 Michigan Regional Glass Exhibition. Now, this exhibition is also open to residents from the Toledo or Windsor area, and mixed media is welcome. But the majority of the artwork has to be glass and original in concept by the artist. The submission form is due by January 12th in 2017. Go to the Janice Chirac Gallery for more details. And that's all for now, but if you're looking to find even more events going on in your neighborhood, then be sure to follow us at civiccentertv.com/events and look up our events calendar. Or watch us here for more information on everything going on in the greater West Bloomfield area. Time now for a break, but afterwards I'll be talking again with Chef Annabelle Cohen on some of the meals and dishes you can prepare this holiday season.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
I'm Kelly Waterfall for Civic Center TV. All around West Bloomfield, people are saying there's great, if not totally compelling programming on Civic Center TV. What's the best way to know when our newest shows debut? Become a member. It's absolutely free. We'll send you a regular newsletter with all the latest updates. Just go to civiccentertv.com and click the Members tab. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Be sure to catch live coverage of Laker sports, up-to-date information on local events, and of course, non-stop music on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
For years, Civic Center TV has been bringing you live coverage of local municipal meetings. The meetings are now available on demand at civiccentertv.com/meetings or watch the meetings again the following day on Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash, everyone. I'm Jonathan Jackson, and joining me again is Chef Annabelle Cohen from Annabelle Cohen Cooks Detroit. Now, she's a local caterer here within West Bloomfield, and today she's going to share with me a couple recipes or meals that you can celebrate over the holidays, coming up, of course, Thanksgiving in November. Yes. And what would you say are some popular, or at least items that people are into besides turkey or stuffing, but what kind of things are you involved in when catering over the holidays?
Well, you mentioned turkey, and that's number one for Thanksgiving for sure. Yeah. And but you also mentioned stuffing, but there's 100 different kinds of stuffing. Okay. That's the thing. So I think those are great to work on. You can be pretty much traditional with your turkey. I don't care how you make it, deep fry it, roast it, put it on the barbecue. It doesn't really matter. But the side dishes can be very, very interesting. And you don't have to reinvent anything. You have a favorite stuffing recipe, let's say. Mm-hmm. You mentioned stuffing as if it was just one kind of stuffing in the world, whoa, right? But you can take that stuffing, it's your mother's most delicious cornbread stuffing, and you can add other ingredients to it to make it even more delicious, or not necessarily more delicious, but different. Okay. For example, embellishing any of the foods. You could take that same stuffing and add dried fruits to it and toasted nuts or pine nuts, and all of a sudden it's got a whole different level. Now it's a little bit crunchy and a little bit sweet. So that's one way of doing things. You talked earlier, we spoke about mashed potatoes. You said your mom makes the best mashed potatoes with lots of butter and milk.
Shout out to my mom.
Right, but you could also take those same mashed potatoes and put in some goat cheese in it, some soft goat cheese like Chev, and or some roasted garlic, and suddenly those mashed potatoes are different and a little bit more festive. Mm-hmm. And the same thing goes with all the side dishes. Again, Thanksgiving is usually about comfort food. True. But where a lot of people fall short on Thanksgiving is with fresh vegetables and salads. Again, salads are a great way to brighten any sort of a meal. Today we're doing some different things with salads. Almost all greens can become salads now. It used to be the kale was something that would just line a fruit platter from a delicatessen or a grocery store. Now people are taking that same kale and chopping it up and adding all different kinds of ingredients, even things like roasted butternut squash or peas, frozen peas from a bag, and making the salads more interesting. Okay. You could potentially take your favorite vinaigrette dressing and stir in a little bit of cranberry sauce, and suddenly you've got a cranberry vinaigrette. So the wonderful thing about cooking in general is that you don't have to be inventive every single time. You don't have to reinvent your recipes. Okay. You can take the same recipes you have and make them perfect for the holidays. Yeah. You don't have to open every cookbook you own to find something that's going to be appealing to you. Mm-hmm. You can open the cookbook that's already in your head. Yeah. And no need
to reinvent the wheel.
Yes,
right?
exactly. That's a great, I think, a great tip for holidays. The other thing I want to talk about is appetizers. Appetizers take up a lot of real estate on the entertaining table this season. Okay. And I think, again, that's another thing where people are constantly looking to do things that are a little bit different.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, you can do a beautiful cheese platter, and that's already an appetizer. But you can take your famous meatballs, the ones that you make and put over spaghetti. I know you said your mom makes good spaghetti.
Spaghetti, too. Yep, another one.
You can take those same meatballs, and if you put them in some sort of a chafing dish, or if you, instead of using tomato sauce, use a barbecue sauce, suddenly those same meatballs that are part of a dinner now are an appetizer.
Oh, you've got my mouth watering now.
So anything you can eat with a fork and a knife can become an appetizer. You can thread romaine lettuce, a piece of chicken, and a crouton, and on a skewer, and drizzle some Caesar dressing and Parmesan cheese over it, and all of a sudden you've got a Caesar salad kebab that's tiny and a perfect appetizer. You can give me a food. Throw in any food.
Well, how about chicken?
Okay, chicken. Well, chicken's really, really easy.
Yeah.
Chicken is one of those things that really only needs to be marinated in a vinaigrette, and I don't care if you make it, I don't care if you buy it. But if you add a few other ingredients, like if you take some sort of an Asian vinaigrette and add a little bit of sesame seeds to it and maybe some fresh cilantro, if you like cilantro, you can take that same chicken, cut it up into little cubes or into thin strips, and sort of either weave it or put it on a little skewer or toothpick, and just broil it for literally 2 to 3 minutes. You don't want to overcook anything. Not at all. And you've got a wonderful little appetizer for chicken. Or you can make your favorite chicken salad. Whatever chicken salad it is, just chop it up really small and serve it on a bread toast, like a crostini or a bruschetta, and that's an appetizer. So again, whatever you like can become an appetizer if you serve it in small enough portions. Even your most delicious salad, if you serve it in a shot glass, and it can be a disposable shot glass. They're available in some of the party stores and big box stores, and that's suddenly an appetizer. Appetizers are just smaller portions. So again, you don't have to open up your entire recipe collection to make appetizers.
You've got the food already there,
You've got it
all up in here.
Exactly.
So, no need to, like we said, it's always about just what caters to you,
Exactly. What do you like?
Exactly.
I can, I always say to people when I'm doing a menu, I don't care what you serve. I really don't care. It's going to be, whatever I make is going to be delicious. But I wanted to make sure it's something that you like. So you already know you like chicken.
Yeah.
So now you can have something with chicken. Those same mashed potatoes that we talked about earlier, you can serve them in a martini glass and maybe have a bunch of different toppings. Sauteed onions, caramelized onions, sauteed mushrooms, even ground beef or sausage and a couple of gravies. And you've got a mashed potato bar, which is such a fun appetizer or a festive party dish.
Yeah, and that's something I never even heard of, a mashed potato bar, but it sounds fun.
It is fun.
It
Sweet
sounds
potatoes,
tasty,
mashed
too.
potatoes, yeah. So, again, you can do the same things you do every single time, little quiches, deviled eggs. It's all good. But if you want to do some other things, think about your favorite foods and just make them in smaller quantities and think about different ways of serving them.
All right. Well, thank you again, Chef Annabelle. That was some good
pleasure.
tips, and we appreciate that because, as we said, holidays are coming up, and, meals and appetizers and side dishes are all very important this
Very
season.
important.
Very important.
Everybody eats.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody eats. Once again, everybody know Chef Annabelle Cohen, of course, Annabelle Cohen Cooks Detroit. It's a catering business that's local here to West Bloomfield and has plenty of good and delicious items on the menu. So definitely check them out if you get a chance.
Thank you so much.
Not a problem.
Thank you. It's nice to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
I'm Stacy Pacini, caseworker for West Bloomfield Youth Assistance. West Bloomfield Youth Assistance provides confidential casework services to children and families living in the West Bloomfield School District. If your family or child is struggling, West Bloomfield Youth Assistance can help. For more information about West Bloomfield Youth Assistance programs and services, please visit www.wbyouth.assistance.org or call 248-592-1278.
In the air, in the park, in your town, Civic Center TV keeps you up to date on everything going on in West Bloomfield. Go for a hike, meet the neighbors, take a splash, and explore all that our area has to offer. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Jonathan Jackson. Well, it's time now for another of our recurring segments called Minute with Nature, where we talk with park naturalist Lauren Azuri from West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation.
Hello and welcome to Minute with Nature. I'm your host, Lauren Azuri, the park naturalist for West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation. And today we're outside in our wonderful sensory garden, part of our outdoor natural play area, encouraging you and your families to get outdoors too, no matter the season. 7 hours a day is the average that a person spends in front of a screen. That's a computer or a phone, something like that. 30 minutes a day is the average someone spends outdoors. We need to switch that around a little bit. There are lots of reasons you should be outside. There's tons of research that tells you to do that. But I know that sometimes it can be hard to fit it into your busy schedule. But here's some reasons why. Outside time reduces ADHD symptoms. Children's obesity rates have doubled in the past 20 years. Children that spend more time outdoors, it's been proven that they score higher on standardized tests. And spending unstructured time outdoors, time for you to play and engage with nature, not a soccer game necessarily or a baseball game, but unstructured time where you're able to use your imagination, increases critical thinking and problem-solving skills in our children and in our adults too. Any time in nature, whether it's going to play in the snow or whether it's bird watching, decreases stress levels as well. So getting outside, even if it's just to read a book outdoors or do something that you would normally do indoors, bring it outside. Get that vitamin D. Vitamin D is great for your skin, great for your heart, and great for your mind. And that's your Minute with Nature.
Thanks, Lauren. And to all our viewers at home, please continue to get out and enjoy this fall weather while you still can. Just be sure to come inside after and watch some more Minute with Nature by visiting our website over at civiccentertv.com/MWN. But now let's turn to our other segment here on the show, our Person of the Week, where we acknowledge an individual within the community who is either helping or inspiring others. And this week's recipient is Emily Laura, one of the oldest living residents within West Bloomfield. Emily Laura has been living within West Bloomfield for the better part of 40 years. Change is no foreign concept to Emily, and she's had a front row seat to all that the township has had to offer. Even at the age of 98, she still takes part in community-based activities such as Lightful Yoga, a class that helps her stay in shape and gives her the chance to interact with all the friends that she's made within the community. When Emily isn't spending time at yoga, she sits on the board of directors for the Greater Detroit Jazz Society, as she's one of the co-founders of the organization and continues to partake in concerts and events thrown by the society. But none of these things would matter much to her if she didn't have the support of her family and friends, because to her, those are the things that make life worth living. With her 99th birthday fast approaching, Emily Laura continues to make strides within her community, all while living life to the fullest, making her our Person of the Week. And if you happen to know someone who's providing a service to their community, then let us know by sending an email to the Splash at civiccentertv.com. We want to congratulate those who are making a difference in our area, and we appreciate any and all suggestions. But that brings us to the end of our show today. As always, you can catch new episodes of The Splash every Monday at 6:30 and throughout the week for replays. And you can also look up previous episodes online at civiccentertv.com or follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook under Civic Center TV for more information. And for all our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, and of course West Bloomfield, I'm Jonathan Jackson, wishing you all a happy Thanksgiving.